Hello, all, and welcome back to the virtual table. I'm your host, as always, the Grand Author, Grandine, Master of Fate, voice of the old coward, Rosemary, and every other NPC. With me today we have Jaden as the wizard Philoceliadin, Eli as the sailor paladin Gunny Storeskip. Frankenstein is not here today, but the satyr druid Dara Kulain will still be around, and Mike as the dwarven cleric of the Forge, Thorin. Previously on Coward's Call, the party went about investigating the strange events they had been brought together for, as well as wiping out the plague of giant spiders and the infected, crazed livestock terrorizing the small town of Coward's Run. After destroying a mysterious, obviously magical object that seemed to be the source of some of the corruptive necromantic influence over the town, they prepared to head back to town and rejoin Old Coward to plan their next steps carefully. The obvious next step on their journey would be to investigate the cemetery to the south of town, but as the sun rises slowly into the sky in the late morning of their third day of adventuring, the group is left with only dregs of their magic abilities remaining. Time may be of the essence, and yet proceeding without proper preparation could also be disastrous. All this and more are on the minds of the would-be heroes as they trudge down the hill alongside the newly purified stream back towards the farmhouse of Grimace MacDonald.
Well, that was a weird-looking tree.
Looked normal, but there was wolf creature, but should be taken care of now.
But anyway, time to go. I'd say if we could get a chance to talk to Grimace.
Ah,
Maybe, yeah.
as you approach the farmhouse, a figure you haven't seen yet is standing in the shade on the porch waiting for you.
Oh,
Dressed in a simple dark plum waistcoat and sturdy leather pants, you presume the tall, thin man to be the owner of the property, Grim himself. His jet black hair and bright blue eyes strike a handsome contrast to his rather pale, gaunt face as he smiles to you all, leaning on the post of the porch with one arm and waving you down with the other.
hmm. He looks like a
Well,
serial killer.
I go and approach, of course, to tell him what we have found.
Uh, Hail and well met. I'm the farm owner, Grim. I could tell you've done something. The tree outside my bedroom window began to perk up just before I did myself.
Hmm.
My employee, Kayla, I believe you spoke to her before. She brought me a drink, and now I'm feeling up to a bit of socializing, though I think I'll be heading back to bed soon. I at least wanted to thank you for your help restoring my farm. It means a lot to me. I, well, my father, put a lot of work into the place.
The pond where all your animals were getting their water from, make sure you keep that clean. That's where we find the source of this evil spores of sorts that was poisoning your land and your animals.
Oh dear.
Uh,
Oh,
but don't worry, it should be fairly clean. But I would just keep an eye out and just make sure to get any of that black spores eradicated from your water supply. But other than that, rest well and may Nor be on your side.
oh, right. Words of thanks are all well and good, but you deserve a more tangible reward, yes? I know you've already picked up that old wand I brought into the caves. Go ahead and keep it. I hardly have use for it these days.
Oh, that was yours. I was not aware.
Yes. Likewise, I would be happy to part with another trinket from my adventuring days. I don't think we'll get much use. I don't know how well it'll serve you lot, but in my time under contract for the Wind Wardens, I was given a fairly sturdy longbow and some enchanted arrows. Of course, they're enchanted specifically to slay wyverns, which rarely ever come this far north, so I've no use for them anymore. You can have them. They're in the chest to the right of the main door in that barn over there. He points over to a barn that you have not, you actually haven't poked around in any of the barns yet, but to one of the ones that you didn't poke in.
Hmm.
Well, thank you. Uh, Hopefully, when we see the wyvern, if we ever have a chance to see wyverns, we can kill them with ease with your tools.
He looks out at the hill and the woods, which are slowly returning to their former vibrance. Now that is a wonderful sight, to be sure.
Hmm.
Still, I'm getting a bit lightheaded. I'll be getting a bit more rest in while I can. Seems like it's going to be a busy summer after all. And he heads back inside.
Okay.
Well, we should check this out, although, do any of us use bows and/or arrows?
That what
I'm
type of bow was it again?
a
Longbow.
longbow.
A longbow.
I'm trying to see what kind of. It's a martial weapon.
I think so.
Yes.
I am proficient in martial weapons.
The thing I'm trying to remember is longbow still
Dexterity.
dex? Longbow still. Oh, it's a different bow. I'm thinking about that strength.
I'd say if it was strength, ooh, give it to me. But if anybody else is proficient in martial weapons and has high dex, I'd recommend just giving it to them. But I think we are a warlock. Or no, you're
I'm
a
a
wizard.
wizard, a
You're a
druid,
wizard.
cleric,
Um,
paladin. So,
I don't know, Mike, does your character have good dex and has martial weapon proficiency?
I'm a cleric, dwarf. No.
No. What's Frankie's?
Let's see. The has completely average dexterity. Well, it's slightly above average. It's a 14. It's
but
not
not
great, but
proficient, though, is the issue there.
So
yes,
I'd be
correct.
the only so I'm the only one that can use it. All right. I guess I go and retrieve the bow that I
Yes.
can only use.
All right. In the barn, as you open up the wide barn doors to get into the building, the light falls upon a large structure covered in this huge cloth tarp that is coating it. A structure roughly taking up most of the barn. It's roughly the size of a barn.
Interesting. Well, do we see the chest?
Yes, you do. And it contains, as Grim promised, one longbow, just a regular longbow. You can drop that in from the compendium, and 10 arrows that seem to glimmer in the light. And they are slaying arrows, specifically of wyvern slaying. Arrow of slaying is the exact name.
I'm trying to see if it's a generic or do I have to rename it? Arrows of
The arrow of
Slaying.
slaying is generic, but put a note that it's for wyvern.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, that I gotta make sure I put in there that it's for wyverns.
Yes. If you fire them at an enemy that they are not for, I believe they still lose their ability. Or no, hold on. Creature belonging to the type, race, or group associated with the arrow. Creature must make. Oh, it only loses its magical ability if it deals the extra damage. So you can treat them as regular arrows, but they might get lost or break.
And I will say, how many did I get?
10.
10.
These are technically the rarest and most like powerful magical items that you're going to have access to for a long while, but they are very specific use. So,
I mean, a longbow on itself is pretty handy because that's my first ranged weapon I have now.
yeah,
And a longbow does decent damage. It's a 1d8 plus 1. Um,
yeah, it's a good reward.
and I got a plus 3 to hit, so it's not like it's terrible. Like here,
So,
let's give it a test. Oh, see, a 19. It's rolling pretty good.
Well,
nice.
where shall we be off to next?
Um,
Rest probably.
I know the time is pressing, but we are fairly weak. I think we should rest and make sure we have our full strength when facing what I feel is going to be our final foe.
That is true. Well,
So, to the village, I say.
All right. You actually come across a site on the main road of town. There's only the one main road that goes in and out of the town. And so as you are walking along it, there is a small caravan of about 5 or 6 horse-drawn wagons that is assembling with several people and families sort of gathered around, getting ready to make their way to Cloudbreak. And you see Old Coward standing and discussing with one of them in particular, a tabaxi man with green clothing who is heading up the main largest carriage. And as you approach, Old Coward says, "Ah, you've returned. Did all go well at the farm?"
Yes, we purified the evil that was sickening the farm, and life should be returning back to normal in that area.
Oh, wonderful. It is at least one less that thing we'll have to deal with. Um, right.
But
Um,
now, I
this is
fear.
my. Oh,
Sorry, you can continue.
um, I was going to say, this is my friend Sylvester, owner of the general store I mentioned. He's generously donating these chariots, well, allowing the other citizens to borrow them as means of heading back into town. He was into Cloudbreak, that is. He was planning a supply run soon anyway, so he's taking those that are fleeing along with him. Although that brings me to, he is going to be heading out with the main group, and thus the general store is going to be closed for, well, until he comes back. So you might want to make your purchases now. Considering how much you have already done for this town, and that it is clear you're going to continue to help us at least a bit more, I am going to give you the money that I was planning to save until the end of this whole ordeal now, and
Hmm.
allow you to purchase whatever you think you might need. Um, and he hands over 120 gold pieces, which is 40 for each of you.
Hmm.
Well, thank you.
I know it's not a fortune, but it is what I had saved up.
This
Um,
should be
Oh,
enough to buy decent supplies to vanquish the rest of the evil in this land for the rest of you to prosper. So I thank you for this gift.
Sylvester like rubs his nose with one paw and is like, keep in mind my stock's running a bit low, and I'm not exactly the most wealthy merchant in the land. I might not have everything you need, but I've certainly got a lot you'll probably want.
hmm.
And here you go. It's got a little table with all of the items he has available for you and the prices. And he will also mention, I'm gonna give you all a discount since you're helping us out.
Thank you. Let's see.
Hey, Nate. Rations are at a premium right now due to, the situation. Yes, I had to say in it in order to get my British accent back. Don't judge me.
Hmm.
I'm not a professional voice actor. This isn't
Mhm.
Critical Role. For the record, I prepared Sylvester's portrait as an animated GIF where he was going to be rubbing the coins, but Roll20 wouldn't take it. So it's just a
Probably
still
too big.
image. Yeah, I
Mhm.
guess.
Well, I'm interested in one of the things, but a lantern might be useful as well.
May I
Uh,
have the a bedroll as well as some of the traveler's clothes.
Yeah, he hands them over. Oh, also, you're, hold on. Tuesday. You're you're the wizardly one of this group, right?
Indeed, I am.
I have something. It's, not officially on the menu, so to speak, but, it's maybe going to be useful to you as long as you're dealing with, like, undead and curses and shit. And he rifles through the back of this caravan he's pulling stuff out of, and he hands over a small, handheld, only like a foot wide mirror made of tarnished silver.
Hmm.
It's obviously not in perfect condition, and you'd have to talk to someone like a jeweler, I guess, someone specialized in precious metals to get it all polished up again, but I know silver has qualities to do with magic and stuff, and you might be able to get some use out of it.
That would be possible. Ah, thank you. Let's see.
Now,
So
I
you said
person
you were gonna take one of the bedrolls and one set of the traveler's clothes?
Yes.
Alright, I will update the stock.
now me personally, I think I would have a lot of use for your hooded lantern and all of your oil flasks.
All right. So that are y'all keeping track of the money this all costs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. So the bedroll is 7 silver.
How
Okay.
much?
Okay.
How
It's
much did we
two and
gold
a
did we
half
get
gold.
each, by the way? Again, just to make sure I put the
40.
right amount. 40. Okay, I did put the right amount in.
6.5 gold, so I'd have 5 silver left, right?
Yep.
Other than that, I'm trying to think if anything else would come to use.
Actually, might also have a bag of ball bearings.
Sure. God damn it.
All right.
I went back to the Boston accent. He's Cockney. Oh, just oil. It's not I
Oil.
mean, it is specifically a flask, but under the
Oh,
compendium, it's
okay.
just oil.
Not only is it good for fuel, but it can also burn impurities.
You can use it for that.
For the demons we're after. We're gonna need it.
Yes, it has been quite a harrowing adventure so far. Right, well, glad I'm getting out of town then.
How are we on rations anyway?
Um.
You have not had to use any since you have gotten into
Yeah.
town,
So we
so
have
whatever you
whatever we
started
came
with.
with. I have 10.
I'm trying to find mine.
I would like to buy 5.
So they are 8 silvers for 1 day's worth, and he only has 8. So you're gonna buy 5, so that would be 4 gold?
Yes.
Yes. Leaving him with 3 in stock. The most fun and interesting part of every D&D campaign when we stop and do some fantasy shopping.
Hmm.
Quite.
It is important, though.
Yes.
Do you
hmm.
do you think we need some tents,
I think I have a tent, don't I?
or did we already grab tents? I forget.
I think that might have been a different campaign I'm thinking of.
Different campaign. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure.
don't think you have tents in this campaign yet.
I'll buy a tent. Why not?
I'll
It's a
buy.
two-person tent, so
I'll
we'd
buy-
have to buy.
Yeah, I'm buying another one so that we have enough for all 4 of us.
Okay.
Assuming
And
it's just the 4 of us when we go out to do certain things. That
I
would
will
require
say
a tent.
let me know when you start carrying too much, cause you know, me big.
So you're gonna buy both of them for a total of
Well, I
3.
bought one.
Okay. You can keep track of it separately if you want.
Yeah.
I will not tell you how to handle your money.
I'm trying to think if we need anything else. What's the difference between traveler's clothes and common?
Common clothes are like t-shirts and not really, but they're kind of like t-shirts and sweatpants basically quality, and travelers' clothes are more like denim and leather, like sturdier clothes that are also better for weather. I'll look up the specifics.
Okay. Oh, well, I think if you have it in my size, a set of traveler's clothes, please. The only thing I'd ask is if you were willing to purchase anything off of us, but I doubt it, seeing your
Uh,
current situation.
Probably not. I mostly need the coin to restock at my usual vendors who, give me stuff wholesale, so it's
All right, then I won't waste your time.
and also Torch BOGO is Torch buy one get one
Hmm.
because they're already 1 copper each, so he's gonna so there's 10 total available, but like you buy one, you get one.
Yeah. Now, I I know I don't see this on your list, but would you happen to have arrows?
No, I don't really do weapons. I think Rosemary's got some, but she's not much for ranged weapons either.
I'll get 2 of the 10-foot poles and 2 bags of ball bearings.
All right. And then Dara will do some shopping as well, probably. And then, as I said, I'm gonna send Frankie the table so he can peruse on his own time. But eventually, the people at the head of the caravan begin heading out, and Sylvester's like, "Oh, well, I hope to see you again. I'll be back in. Well, the journey usually takes about a day and a half to Cloud Break on the high road, and then a day and a half back. But we are going to be going a little slower with all these people, so could be as much as a 10-day. I'm not entirely sure.
Well,
Um,
safe travels.
yeah.
I hope you
I
don't
mean,
find any evil undead on your way.
yeah,
So,
hopefully.
before you leave, if you don't mind, I'd like to give you a prayer.
Oh, okay.
Njord, please give these people safe passage. Please see that they're safe arrival away from the evil until we have dealt with it. Thank you, and wish them good luck.
And good luck with, well, all this. And he gets onto the back of the carriage and it begins to roll away.
Well, shall we get that rest in?
What time is it again, by the way?
By the time you're all done with this, it is a little bit afternoon.
I think I'd like to go visit Rosemary first.
Same,
You go,
possibly.
the rest of you can do whatever you wish, I suppose, but I must see Rosemary.
What you up to?
Business? Shut up.
Hmm.
It's none of your business.
Well, I'm on my way over there too, so I'll let you know.
On my way.
Lift up the little dwarf and put him on a roof.
Hmm. Well,
Fine, no arrows for you.
Anyway,
So you head over to the Bear's Arms, and you find the place in a state of, well, in a state. Rosemary has clearly spent the previous night and this morning making a lot of shields, armor, all sorts of things. And the whole like front of the store is kind of still a mess from the previous night's attack, and the back is now also a mess from the frantic crafting. There's like bits of coal on the floor and scraps of metal that are just piling up.
Hmm.
And she is hard at work hammering something on her anvil and does not notice you as you walk in.
Rosemary,
Huh? Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, what?
I see you found something to do with your spare time, I see.
Heh, yeah, it usually calms me down.
Well, uh, I hope to use your services. I'm in need of ammunition.
Oh, yeah, sure. What do you need?
I'm wondering if you could make me silvered arrows.
I don't have any access to silver, not weapons quality.
Hmm.
Uh, I've got just some basic iron right now, and I'm running a little low on it actually. We haven't been
Well,
able to reopen the mine yet, so
yes, it is unfortunate, but hopefully tomorrow morning we will solve this. But, well, if you could make regular iron arrows for me, that would be wonderful as well. Grimace at the farm gifted me this wonderful longbow, and I only have these expensive arrows to use, and I want to make sure I don't waste them.
okay. So just some standard arrows. I could get you. Hold on, let me open up the book and see how much it would cost to get just a bunch of arrows.
A bushel of 10 should do. I just need them just in case if I need to keep my range, because, hell,
Um,
I don't need to run away and shoot at people. You gave me this lovely armor.
I could make you probably. Yeah, that's the wrong accent again. I could. I could make you probably around. Give me all night, and I could make around 50 for you.
I only need 10. Plus, by the looks of you, you need your rest. So I won't ask too much of you.
She sort of like fidgets a little bit with her apron and then goes, "Well, okay. Um, just 10. Do I have spare arrows? No, I think I sold them to the hunter. Okay. Yeah, I can get 10 done probably by the afternoon if you just come back in a couple of hours."
Thank you. And, I was looking at some of your shields you made. Were you planning on selling them as well?
She looks over to them and sort of like scowls. Nah, they're not very good.
No?
And they're not high enough quality for me these days.
All right. I'll trust your expert opinion. But hopefully the next time I come around after all this mess is sorted, I want you to make me a wonderful shield. I know you do good work.
She grins wide and like nods very excitedly and goes, "Yeah."
Thank you. I'll be back later. Was there anything you needed, Thorin?
Yes, actually. Do you have any javelins in stock?
Uh, I think they had some over, got knocked over. I think they're under the bucket of daggers. Hold on. And she goes over and indeed has just an entire bucket of daggers. And
What is this, Skyrim?
rifles. Yeah.
Well, that's why her smithing level's so high.
And yes, she has a couple of daggers. I'm gonna say she has three, and she'll offer you all three of them for 1 gold piece.
1 gold for all 3 javelins?
Yep.
Sure. I hand over a gold.
Pleasure doing business. Go kill those frickin' spiders.
Mm.
Will do, and I'll be right back
Well,
with
I
those
think we're done
arrows.
with the spiders.
I
Hopefully.
don't think
No,
so. They're
one more.
I
magic.
thought I
One more
thought you
at
said there was a
least.
really big one still.
There's one more. So we have a spider.
And the
Go.
worst part is they're magic, which I hate magic.
Yeah. She sort of puts down her like face mask and goes back over to her forge and starts picking out her different casts and goes, "Yeah, I should have this done in just a couple of hours. Just let me find everything I need."
All right, I'll see you then. Uh, come on now. Let's leave her in peace.
Mm. Yes.
And we
And
leave.
and as you leave, the smoke is billowing out the chimney of the Bear's Arms. So you head back to the inn and take another long rest.
Just a
Yeah.
second. DM question.
Mm-hmm.
For silvering stuff, how much would it cost gold-wise if it wasn't for paying for, like, the time?
It would just be the like weight of the metal you would need. I don't know how much an ingot of silver would sell for in this world off the
Um,
top of my head.
if anything,
So,
I'd think it'd be worth
Because
a silver coin worth of silver.
per arrow.
Well, that's not like
That's not
combat grade.
that's not combat.
It's probably
grade.
also not pure silver.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we definitely need that one.
No,
The default is 100 gold pieces. Like, that's
yeah.
you know, that's 100 gold kind of
I
and
don't
the silver.
want to deal with this anymore, so I'm just going to show my hand and say, you are never going to fight an enemy in this campaign with the silvered claws. It doesn't matter.
Actually, some monsters that have immunity or resistance to non-magic weapons are
I know.
subduable. Is that
None of
just because of the
those.
claws?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Never mind.
Okay.
So
It
it
is
doesn't
literally
matter.
only devils and lycanthropes.
Some silver objects have other like interactions with certain magical creatures, like I mean, for example, vampires don't have a reflection in a silver mirror, and gorgons and like Medusas can have their petrify ability reflected by silver mirrors, but like that's basically it.
Okay.
There's not much that like silvered weapons actually touch that regular
Okay.
weapons wouldn't.
Yeah.
We're thinking you're probably thinking more of like how there's other like The Witcher, you use silvered on monsters, on all monsters
No, I
type thing too.
honest. No, honestly, I did not know that
Oh.
was just a silver claws thing. I thought it counted it as a magic. I thought it counted it as a magical
Basically as
weapon
a
without
base
any
magic
bonuses.
weapon without the +1, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought it did.
Unfortunately, no.
Rip.
Yeah. Sorry to shut you down. This has gone on too long. Shall we just skip forward to the next morning?
Yeah.
All right. You gather again in the main hall of the Knight's Rest Inn, and it is the four of you and Old Coward.
I say that the four of us can head to the cemetery.
I suppose you could speak with Father Paul again if you want. I don't know if he has much more information than he's already told you, though.
What time is it by the time we get up, probably?
I mean,
Especially with me being like exhausted and stuff, I'd probably technically, even though you only need the 8 hours, I'd probably stay in longer.
I mean, it's
We also had a very early going to bed.
We did have an early going to bed.
It's like, yeah, it's like probably 8 o'clock in
If
the
we
afternoon.
chose to
We
actually
had
go to bed there and not just like hang
little.
out and shit till it was actually
Yeah.
a
yeah.
decent
So
time to go to bed.
probably like 8 a.m. on the next day.
Okay.
I was gonna say, would it be fine if since it was like midday when I went to ask Rosemary for the arrows, is it fine that I went back and picked up the arrows and
Sure.
came back?
Yep. Just go ahead.
How much
All right.
how much did they cost?
She's actually just going to give them to you.
Epic.
I say that we all investigate the cemetery, first light, all that.
As much as I'd hate to. Oh, I thought that. Yeah. Seems like a plan.
All right.
I agree. But I will warn you, friends. The magic is not as strong as it was. I feel that the fungus affected my healing abilities. So I will say be wary.
Well, we will be, but let us continue onward and kill some foes, if you
Indeed.
will.
Let's
Yes,
let's
the
grab old
magic.
coward too. Could
Oh,
use his help. Or was he there? Oh, that's right. We were talking with him. Duh.
I
yeah.
don't think we
brain
should
farted.
need his help. I wish to get stronger on our own terms.
Plus, someone needs to guard the town.
That too.
The more help, the better, though. And the quicker we can get this
He's
done,
helping by
hopefully.
guarding the town.
If there's
Well,
no one at the town to protect, because Rosemary and a couple of people have stayed, they need someone to watch. So I say, let's do it on our own.
uh, Thorin, you seem quite uncomfortable there. Are you okay? This
Yeah,
is in character as Old Coward. Are
yeah,
you,
I'm fine.
um, all right. Well, uh, I certainly would not be opposed to standing guard again, so if that is what you would desire.
I mean,
I
I'd
think,
prefer the more help, the better, where the danger's actually at, but
but the spider attacked the town last time.
Yeah.
not the spider.
A
Well,
spider.
a spider, and it
Still,
killed people. We don't want that to happen again.
Well, all right. Uh, then I guess I will stand vigil again, and you all will head into the cemetery.
yes.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
You all, the four of you, head out, and Old Coward begins to head towards the center of town. An old, rusted gate and an incomplete, weathered cobblestone wall are all that mark the entrance to the cemetery proper. Hundreds of headstones stretch over the hill in every direction, the spacing of the graves interrupted by large trees and the occasional larger structure. The headstones are by and large unreadable with age. Many are covered in a thin layer of moss, and some of the in-ground plaques are starting to grow sod. At a glance, a few areas of note stick out. There's a slightly more dense copse of trees over by the edge of the cemetery that's particularly shaded, where you can see disturbed earth even at a distance. A brick mausoleum stands open and crumbling in a corner of the field of grave markers. One clumping of graves is particularly dense, with a large monument-like structure in the center, and finally there's the entrance to a small crypt in the side of the hill, the portcullis of which lies on the ground in front of the doorway, bent and broken.
How far away are we to like the crypt?
Crypt is on, like, the other side of the cemetery, so it's a little bit of a walk,
Specifically?
roughly 100 feet.
I
Screw
say we
it.
take a look at the trees, but
I want to use my divine sense. Do I smell anything?
Yes. Let me see the exact,
Here, I'll put it up.
There is something very wrong about this area. Normally, you've used this ability to sense one or two undead creatures in the past, so you know what it normally feels like when there is something undead in your midst. And instead of a particular sharp sensation in one direction that points you towards a creature that is undead, you feel a general miasma over the entire area. Although you can tell that there are definitely a couple of undead near the shaded copse of trees and one in the brick mausoleum.
Do I know what kind?
Yes, there are a couple of ghouls.
Yeah, this place reeks of evil, especially by the trees. And I think I smell one in that mausoleum.
He'd only
And I
know
say,
that they were undead, but yes.
hmm?
Yeah.
It says,
Oh yeah, no, you don't know the type.
oh,
You just know celestial fiend or undead, if it's any
wait,
of those, not the
what did?
specific type.
You're thinking of
You know the type
tech
of,
poison.
you know the type of celestial fiend or undead
You know
of
the type,
any,
celestial fiend or undead, of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity.
okay,
The type out of those three.
yeah,
So
whatever.
you know undead. Whatever.
Well, should we check out the mausoleum or the trees first then? You know, take care of the undead before they form a massive horde, destroy the town, become a big issue.
The trees seems like the larger threat. It reeks more of their evil.
All right, you head over to the trees. You find, I mean, a pile of bodies in various states of decay. How long does Divine Sense last? It's just an action, right?
Let me see. I think it's more of like
Yeah,
a
it's just
flash.
it's
Is
just
it?
a flash, an action
Yeah.
flash of divine sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yes, you see a pile of various bodies that have been exhumed from their graves, as well as several open graves that have been very neatly opened up and dug through.
These bodies are rotting and are unclean. It poisons the land, and I'm gonna toss a oil flask onto them.
All right, roll me a just a flat D10.
D10.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Okay. Yeah, you splash a couple of the corpses with oil.
And I light it.
All right. The ones you specifically hit catch a light right away, and then as the fire begins to like spread and the heat radiates off of them,
Ooh,
three of
I
the
conjure a
corpses,
flask of oil on top of that, too.
three of the corpses rise from different parts of the pile that you didn't light on fire. But yeah. Anyway, roll for initiative.
All
Mhm.
right. Show us
Where's
the
me?
token.
Yeah, exactly. Where's my token?
I was gonna theater of the mind this one, but yeah,
Oh,
you do
okay.
need tokens to click on, don't you? We're gonna go over here, but we're not gonna use the map. I'm just gonna have you kinda there. Um, and you're just always in melee range, and they are as close to each other as they need to be for whatever to hit. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
I would be standing back a bit.
All right, then you're not in melee range. It's a small copse, so the most back you could stand is like 20 feet, and their speed is 30. So
All right.
just for the record.
For the record, but I guess it depends on if we're surrounded or if they're just in front of the frontliners.
All right, they rolled very bad initiative, so
Yes.
Thorin is going to be going. Should I? I should probably roll for have him do some regular attacks as if he were
Wait.
still here.
Well, That changes things.
Okay, yeah.
Was right.
Dara is just gonna hit something with the club that he has. And miss. Thorin.
And then I'm gonna smash one. Never mind, I'm gonna smash my foot.
Ignore that.
Okay, well, Pelosium.
My turn. All right. So there are 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Standing on this now smoldering pile of corpses.
Yeah. I'm going to trace my finger through the air and blast a ray of frost at the one Thorin just tried to hit. No, I don't. Christ.
Yeah, wow. Gunny, can you hit them?
I will try. Longsword.
Hell yeah.
And I'm putting a smite.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did it not go through?
No, I clicked it too quickly. Could you
Oh.
roll that for me?
Yeah, screw it. I won't do a smite. I'll do that for
Why not
later.
smite's do extra damage against undead?
The divine smite, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Screw it. Yeah. Well, I only got 2 of them, and I kind of want to save it if there's stronger
Oh,
creatures.
that's true. That's fair.
That's the only thing.
You
I only
just did
got.
a good amount anyway.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, maybe not.
Next in the order is a ghoul. We'll say it's the one you already hit, and he is gonna, well, it is going to try to rend you with its claws. And miss terribly. And then next in the order is one that's gonna go after Thorin, because he's down on his luck already.
I'm gonna laugh. Come on, do it. Do it. Aw. Wait, what?
And it is actually going to stop. And then the next one's going to go and attack Gunny again.
This one's gonna do the funny. Oh, matches.
That counts. It's gonna hit
Alright.
you. So roll me a Constitution saving throw. All right, you save. Dora's next, and is going to just keep on clubbing and keep on missing. Thorin, your turn again. You have the a ghoul just sort of hovering over you. Okay. Yeah, that's a hit. And this is not the one that was already damaged. We have established.
Yes.
Yes.
Pelosial.
I'm gonna try and. All right, let's do this better this time, and I'm going to brace in the air again and send a blast of cold at the one that Gunny just hit.
All right.
There, that is
Yeah,
better.
that'll do it.
No, it
Wow.
won't. Speed is reduced by 10 feet for 1 round. That's my turn.
All right, Gunny.
Don't worry, I shall finish this unholy beast.
Yeah, that'll do. You don't quite finish it, but it is looking extremely rough.
Bruh.
In response, it's going to swipe at you again and fail.
Yeah.
And then the one that had froze up its previous round is now back in the fight, seemingly, after sort of just pausing. And then it swipes at Thorin this time. And, oop, that's a 21.
Oh.
Roll me a con save.
Oh, thank
Oh,
goodness.
good. You're not paralyzed.
10
Oh.
slashing damage, but goddamn.
Next ghoul is going to come along. I believe I said it's also attacking Gunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's going to keep going for the claws.
Bruh.
But
That's the only one that's been hitting me.
Make another con save.
Bruh.
Oh. Well, that is a dear shame. You have been paralyzed. You are incapacitated for 1 minute or until you succeed on the save at the end of your turn. Dara is going to step in, and
Healing would be nice.
we're going to do Shillelagh.
No.
Or just keep not rolling high enough. Thorin.
Hulk smash. Hey.
Ooh, crit.
Nice.
Crypt.
Nice. All right. Yeah, the one that had been bothering you is no longer.
And just because they not looking too hot. Whoops. Ignore that top number. I forgot to remove the modifier.
So just 4. You get 4 hit points back, and then it's Velociel's turn.
I could survive another hit.
All right, so there's. I'm gonna blast the one that is attacking Gunny. That just. Oh, the Gunny is damaged the most. Is that it?
It does.
Oh, good.
Oh my god, but it's not dead. It is hanging on by a fucking thread.
I don't have much to deal with that.
Con save?
Gunny, yeah, con save.
Yay!
Ah.
Hooray, you are no longer paralyzed, but your turn's over.
At least you're not gonna get those crits.
The ghoul that has been just so absolutely fucked up is going to, I mean, it's going to swing one more time at Gunny. And then the other one is going to turn targets towards Thorin after seeing him just absolutely destroy one of the other ones. And fail.
Oh, the only
Uh,
time that one doesn't land a hit. God damn.
We're going to bring out a shillelagh. And we're going to keep missing, because I mean, Roll20's cursed.
Yeah.
Hulk smash.
Which one?
The one that's attacking me now. Well, actually, wait. What is the one that's still attacking Gunny? More damage.
It's messed up. It's messed up, yeah.
Correct.
Fuck it. Let's finish that one. Actually.
All right, yeah, then I'm not even gonna roll that. It was on 1 hit point. Yeah, it's gone.
I want you to roll
Velociel.
damage anyway.
All right, I'm going to conjure up another blast of frost. At least it hits, you know.
Yeah.
Chip
Oh,
down,
Ah,
there
there
you
we
go.
go. There's some okay damage.
and then 10 feet less, you know.
Yeah.
Ah.
You did.
Spitter. Gunny, what are you gonna do?
Smack.
I'm done.
Simple but effective. It is getting pretty low there as it
Morbin out.
It's
lunges
Morbin.
lunges at Thorin one more time.
Mm.
21. And
That one likes the hit.
Woo!
that's 8 slashing damage.
Woo!
And you can roll that if you want.
Hey, that's a success.
All right.
You're not paralyzed.
Dara is going to
Finally
smack it with
hit?
the club.
Yes.
Finally hit. And kill it.
Oh, good.
Well, you deserve all the credit.
Yes, you fought bravely.
How much EXP do we all get?
75 experience points each.
Excellent.
185.
You're not the one that got the illness.
That is
Anyway.
Wait,
right.
what?
Didn't I fail a save on something last week?
You two did. I didn't.
Oh yeah, we both did.
Anyway.
Well,
Anyway, I'm not
I want
feeling
to
too
look
hot.
through the bodies.
Okay. They have been looted for all their valuables already, of course, and you did burn a bunch of them, but they seem to be mostly intact. More, that this graveyard contains graves hundreds of years old, and these ones seem to be fairly recent, at most a couple of years old.
Okay. Are there any evidence of the spores?
No.
Cool. Is there any clay figurines of any kind around?
You sort of poke around the body pile for a while, and you don't find any.
Nor, please
pray
give
over
me
the body.
strength. Please restore my wounds. I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
And then I assume you're gonna head over to the mausoleum.
Yes.
It is a very simple mausoleum. There is just space for a few urns along the walls, and then tucked into the corner there is a corpse that you already know to be suspicious of, so I'm just gonna skip to how do you want to attack it?
I'm gonna slash it.
I'm
Okay.
gonna blast it.
Okay.
Smash.
You can
It's
just
laying on the ground.
Yeah, it's like
Advantage to prone
lumped
attacks,
against the
so can I
wall.
roll advantage?
Yep.
That
You can both just roll attacks, and then we'll start initiative afterwards.
well, if I'm gonna use up a natural one, now would
I
be the
will.
time.
Okay, hold on. I will argue. Why do you have disadvantage?
Because it is prone, and therefore I have disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Oh, right. I will argue there's not really enough space in the mausoleum for two melee hits to get in. The only reason I'm allowing Felocial to roll two is because it's a ranged attack. So either
Even
Gunny
more
or
reason to have
Thorin can attack it.
Me.
Gunny said it first.
Okay, so that is 9 damage, and then we are going to roll initiative.
All right, and I assume no battle map.
Draw like a very simple thing. Hold on.
I do have a question.
So it's basically it's only 10 feet wide, and then there's a big thing taking up most of the center, and then urns along the side. And the ghoul was like tucked into the corner. So Gunny would have had to like go in, and then Thorin would be like over here, and Felocial would be aiming at it, and over there. Anyway, question?
Are there any like carvings or anything in the mausoleum, or on the walls? Yeah, it's fine. You can answer later.
Yeah, I will answer later. For right now, let's do the
All right.
combat. All right, so the ghoul goes first after it gets just cut up in the face, and it's gonna get to its feet. Go for one of those clawing attacks.
Nah.
Felocial.
There's one ghoul, so I'm just gonna, and it's up now. I'm gonna blast it. Is that it?
So
Yep.
I started blasting.
Woo!
Yeah, you
No,
finally
really,
got some
maybe I
damage.
should have. Maybe I should have been a warlock.
And then Dada is going to toss some produce flame at it. And actually, it goes down.
Perfect.
And each of you gets another 50 experience.
All
6,
right.
10.
10.
So I will say the ghoul there is actually a trail of red leading up to where the ghoul had been slumped over, and then it looks like this mausoleum is broken into, like someone had smashed it. So it's like a brick mausoleum with a slab at the entrance that is supposed to seal it up when it's all filled. And then someone like smashed that open with seemingly a large heavy object. The ghoul was slumped in the corner with, I will say, a set of clean common clothes on it and some red like splattered around it. It is not blood.
I taste it.
It's paint.
What's blue and tastes like red paint?
Blue paint.
Blue paint.
Well, that's not what we have here. We have
Oh.
red paint.
Yeah, it tastes like blue paint. It's weird.
Really? Let me try.
You get lead poisoning. No, I'm kidding.
Is it leading to like a cellar, or was it leading from the outside?
No, it's just like a little enclosed space. So it's just the point of the mausoleum is just to hold a lot of urns of ashes and then one like big important grave. Doesn't seem to be anything ritualistic anywhere. It's a trap. It's a trap that you saw coming because you used divine sense.
Um.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's also the statue thing.
Yes, the monument surrounded
I turn
by
around and look at
smaller
it to
graves.
make sure it hasn't moved.
It is not.
Okay, I'm not dealing with
It's
one of
not.
those.
It's not like a statue of a person. It's just a big
Cross.
monumental structure. It's not a cross. Jesus Christ does not canonically exist in this universe.
Jesus Christ.
Eli, you'll have to change that.
Superstar.
Yeah, Eli, if
Oh, I got that character. I got that
do?
character.
he has that
Yeah.
character made.
I got to adjust it though, because I kind of made a bastardized Jesus. It's not even that good of a Jesus, but
Anyway,
it's a murder hobo Jesus.
So you go over and you examine the monument.
Yep.
So it is surrounded by lots of these extremely plain, just regular block graves that seem sort of worn down. But what strikes you is the fact that they actually did not have names carved on them in the first place.
Oh, these are
Uh,
probably war memorials.
and then standing in the center, flanked by only a couple other smaller graves that actually do have names, is a large monument. I mean, it's just sort of decorative. What's important here is the plaque, which is slightly obscured with age, but still legible. The actual, like, nameplate of it is obscured with age and weathered off, because I have an excuse this time. And instead, there is simply a
Nope.
quote.
It's gonna be a McDonald's reference. It's gonna be another
Oh.
McDonald's reference.
What is this
Uh,
quote?
a quote and epitaph. The quote is, "Only cowards run from a sleeping foe." And then it is attributed to the finest general of the Wall Wardens, slayer of the Acherons.
So
What
can
was
you put that in the? Can you just put that in the thing, please? Thank you. I don't want to type all that out. Can I roll a history check to see if I would know anything about this?
Yes,
Was this on
you
that?
certainly can roll that.
Was this on that monument or on the?
The monument, I believe.
That was on the monument. The name itself was obscured from age because I lost
Mhm.
it. You would know that the Wall Wardens have not had armies or have not had generals in a very long time. They have been, in the last several decades, almost an entire century now, they're more of a disorganized militia that sort of do odd jobs and employ adventurers. Their actual like rank system has pretty much fallen apart. There are specific individuals that are recognized as like leaders within the wardens, but they have not had official generals or armies in an
Who
extremely
are
long.
the wall wardens?
The Wall Wardens are one of the three Warden factions: the Wind Wardens, the Wall Wardens, and the Wave Wardens. And just again, there are dozens and dozens, if not in the low triple digits, of graves surrounding this larger monument.
Julia. Well, the wall wardens haven't had many generals, but in a long time, so this is certainly old.
Do you think that these graves are soldiers then?
Probably, especially since they do not have any names on them. That is typical of them.
Okay.
Does the mausoleum have any writing or anything on the outside?
I was gonna
Just the family name, which is
burglar.
yeah, unimportant. So it's Hamburg.
Cool. Well, shall we check out the crypt then? Maybe take a short rest first for those who need it.
That would be nice, yes.
Then let us let's rest near the mausoleum. That would be best.
The four of you sit down near the mausoleum, which, seems like the most guarded area, and you know that there aren't any other undead in the area, as far as you can tell, although the whole area seems pretty evil.
Whole area
Uh,
reeks of it.
yeah. So you sit down, you take a short rest. How many hit die is everyone using?
I'm not
One.
using any.
I only have access to one. Also, I'm going. Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to use that during a short rest. That's too much work for during a rest. At least I'm assuming.
I'm almost full health.
Actually, as the two of you are most of your way through this leisurely hour, you begin coughing uncontrollably, and your short rest is interrupted, though you still lose the hit dice.
Hmm.
So we weren't healed at all.
Correct.
Wait, passed my saves, I thought.
No, you
Not all of
failed
them.
one.
I did? Alright, fuck it. Running into the shit. I got one more cure wounds in me, and if I lose that, we're done.
All right. So at the entrance to the crypt, it is rough gray stone clearly very old. The iron portcullis that had been holding it shut has been smashed open from the inside, seemingly, and is laying on the ground. And then there are. Someone make me a perception check.
Not you.
Roughly, there are roughly a fucking lot of footprints leading in and out of this crypt.
I place my
In the
hand upon Gunny's thing and cast light on it.
Okay. You see down this gray stone staircase that leads into the dark depth.
A,
So who's going down first?
A,
E.
Doorway is bottom.
A.
A.
Where are we?
You are in the revealed area.
But
Like a
we're choosing
staircase.
order.
Yep,
no,
that's
no
a stairway.
poking?
It'd be Gunny most
Oh,
likely.
oh, right. I need to put your tokens in.
So these are all closed doors, I assume?
This appears to be a
Cover.
dusty entranceway with lots of footprints in the dust heading up these stairs and then back down and around and through to the other two doors.
Does one look more traveled than the other?
Roll me an investigation check.
Nah.
Can I roll an
Uh,
investigation check?
Gunny sneezes and blows away the dust footprints.
Well, let us go.
Sorry, allergies. Ugh.
Let us go to the left. I hear that's what you're supposed to do.
All right.
Would that be up on this map?
Yes.
You
4.
see, yes. You see a wide square room. This one has a couple of urns along the walls, but it seems to be more of a preparatory room. It's got these long slabs and a couple of bodies laid out on them.
Boy,
Divine.
oh boy.
Divine sense.
Yeah, they're undead.
Oh,
All
well,
right, boys, let's get a killing.
that's a different kind that I know of.
Correct. These ones actually stir from under the cloth covering them, and they rattle around because they're skeletons. Which one would you be aiming for? The closest one, probably.
Yeah. Well,
Can I move
Yeah.
this? I can't move that.
And it pulls out a short bow from under the cloth it had been hiding under as it rolls over behind this table and begins firing off from behind, half cover at Gunny, and it
Nah.
fucking misses. Well, I mean, it hits your armor, but it just plinks off completely harmlessly. And then next is this one who's going to do a similar move, but up to the north, and then Achoo, plink,
Nah.
pointless. Next in the order is Dara, who sort of shuffles around and can't do much. Gunny.
Slashing damage, bludgeoning damage, more armor, less damage, more damage, less armor.
Space for more people.
Oh, you would like me to move.
What?
All
Yeah,
right.
That'd be nice. Thank
I
you for
swing
thinking
to
of
this
that.
side of the skeleton, and I am going to slash.
Come here, puppy.
Oh, shit.
Come here.
Whatever. I still would have hit, but...
All right. You cut its spine clean in half, and it sort of like flails for a bit before falling apart.
All right, and then I'm going to, with the rest of my movement, close the gap on this one.
All right, Felocial.
I'm going to step into the room and I'm going to send a ray of frost at the one directly across from me.
Both of them from that angle have half cover because they are crouching behind the tables.
Okay. 17 hit.
Yes. Yes, I believe it does. It is slowed. The one to the north of you?
Yeah.
Thorin.
A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5. And I'm guessing they're both behind tables for me too.
I'd say the one to the north of you is only quarter cover from that angle.
Okay. That one is
Kind of peeking around the side.
that one's hopefully gonna catch one of my javelins. Never mind.
Nope. It clatters against the table and then rolls off to the side. Instead, the skeleton in front of Gunny is going to realize it pulled the wrong weapon out and panic, and it's gonna try to do an acrobatic slide across the table to put some distance between itself and you.
Dang, that's quite the skeleton.
I guess I'll just roll dexterity,
Opportunity
and it's
attack.
going to, yep, it's going to fumble and fall, make an opportunity attack with advantage, actually, as it gets stuck on the table. Nice. Jeez, you like chop into its pelvic bone and it like cracks. It's still moving, but it is real screwed up. Next in the order is the last arrow shooting boy who's gonna take aim at the wizard.
Wow. Ah, that hits.
Nice.
Ow!
You finally took damage.
That's what
A
you
lot.
get.
For what?
Dada's gonna run in and throw a bolt of produce flame at the one Gunny's been focusing on, and destroy it.
Do 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 do
Gunny, you're up.
do 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 do. I kill it.
That's a hit. That just barely doesn't kill it.
Darn.
I don't
Alosia.
know. All right.
Am I doing my fighting style correctly?
Yep.
Oh, it is just a +2. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna blast
You're,
a ray
you're
at
doing
it.
it right.
No, I'm not. I'm going to
and now that's
over
that's
here.
gonna do it. Thorin, finish her
Smisty
off.
smash. That ass is hopefully grass.
Correct. Well, it's actually bone fragments.
The
It's
dust.
okay.
You smashed it to death. Amazing.
So
Did
there is
these
a door behind Thorin and a door behind Gunny.
with
Did I have
these
some health?
arrow slinging buddy boys happen to have arrows on them?
Yes, they would have about 5 each.
All
So
right, I grab them.
15 total.
Do we continue left?
Yes.
All right. Thorn, do you want to take the lead on this one, or are you just going to stand there and look pretty?
These wouldn't be doors. These are doorways, actually.
Oh.
Oh, so we should be
There
able to
could be
see through
doors.
them?
There could be doors down there.
But there aren't here, so these are doorways.
Okay.
Hmm. Well, Lefty Lucy.
All right.
Well, what's in here?
Oh.
It looks like it ends.
Correct. But also, as you step into this room, a zombie jumps at you. Watch out, Thorin. There's a Zockbit attacking you.
Is there anything in the room I've found?
I'm gonna explain that after it jumps on Thorin and makes a surprise attack.
Okay.
And fails. So,
Just slam, and
do y'all
welcome
want
to the
to keep
gym.
your initiative? Do y'all want to re-roll?
I'd
I
like to
wanna-
change mine.
I'd preferably like to reroll.
Okay, we'll re-roll. Well, Gunny, it is your turn. You don't know what is attacking Thorin. You just know that he is being attacked and exclaimed.
Ah!
About how soon? How close would it be until I see it?
You would get into the doorway. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You are frightened as you see a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you can still attack it, you just can't get any closer, so I guess it's time to whip out that bow.
Exactly. So,
Although I
well-
do believe you have disadvantage. Not that
Oh.
it matters.
Yeah, no, that's a miss. Dara, hearing this, is gonna run up and be blocked by you sort of freezing
Actually-
up in the doorway.
actually, I think I want to run away.
Oh, okay.
Gunny also. Ah!
Basically, launched an arrow and ran away.
Alright, Dara is gonna squeeze in past you and, learning from previous encounters, which may or may not be out of character, throw some flame at it.
That have disadvantage.
Throw some flame at it. I'll take the 12, and then that is gonna hit. And the zombie gets burned. Felocial.
Is there anything in the room I'm looking at?
Yes, actually, there are several small clay figurines arrayed out on the walls where the urns are supposed to be displayed, and then on the ground of this room are piles of ashes and broken pottery.
It's not good, but I have something else to attend to. As I watch Gunny.
Eight,
I'm gonna,
8 foot, 300 something pounds, just whoosh,
I'm
run
gonna
past
move
you.
over to the doorway and see this happening.
All right.
And I'll blast it.
So anyway, I started blasting.
Yeah. Ray it? Ray it. There we go.
That hits.
3 cold damage. That's fine. Minus 10 movement speed. I'm gonna move back as well.
All right, targeting the one with the fire. The zombie is gonna go after Dara. Wham. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh, Reagan.
Okay, that's fine. Dara takes some damage, but is pretty okay so far. Thorin.
Smack. Never mind.
Gunny.
Um,
Cry.
cry.
Well, repeat your wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay.
All right, you are over your fear for the next 24 hours.
Awesome. All right, never mind. I'm not gonna
As
cry.
you resolve yourself and remember that you...
My friends need
that's at
me.
the end of your turn.
Oh, I
You-
can't
And
move.
you remember
first.
you're a big, strong boy.
But you remember you have more important things to do, and you must serve your god, and your friends need
Actually,
you.
could have
But
done
yeah,
stuff before then, but you know.
yeah, you could have moved and attacked, but
No, you couldn't have moved
Couldn't
towards
move
it.
forward. No.
yeah, you could have moved parallel
Diagonally.
to
Not
it.
really.
Not really.
Nothing that would have helped. So,
Sidara's gonna just sort of try some more fire with disadvantage and hope. And still hit. Burninate the countryside. Felicial.
Alright. I'm gonna scoot over and take another shot at it. That it?
It sure does, and it sure kills. Yeah, it slumps over and begins to just sort of dissolve into gory goo, which is incredibly horrible to watch. And you each get 12 experience points.
Well, I would like to go back and investigate this room.
All right, you investigate it very well. Roll me an investigation check, actually. Quite clearly, all of the urns that were supposed to be housed in this room were smashed to make room for these small gray clay figurines that do, well, they're more statuettes, actually, that match the type and color of pottery, well, whatever, that was smashed under the dead tree back on the farm. There are several that appear to be failed attempts at the same figures. There are a few depicting spiders, obviously, some missing legs, some with a back half that has broken off. There are some that display a skull, a grinning skull, although the eye sockets have sunken in on one, and one of them has this huge crack going down the center of it that has sort of folded in a little bit. There is one that is curiously a sort of, it looks like it is mushrooms, but with limbs poking out from the bottom.
Hmm.
There is also one of a hooded serpent, and another that is just a smooth blob with sharp bits poking out of it.
Like to
I
ritual cast to detect magic.
We'll also say that they are not all fully dried. But anyway, most of them stay dull and plain. But one of them in particular does light up one of the figurines of a hooded serpent. And as you get closer and investigate it, it does seem to be the most well constructed of the serpent figurines and of all the figurines in the room.
What type of magic?
Necromantic. It is also fully dried, and as well, you see a mark written on it in this reddish brown staining. It's blood.
Oh, is it?
There's a blood sigil on it.
I have a question. Is it the same mark we saw on the giant spider?
No, it's
Ah.
this.
Oh, that's not good. So I'm going to pick it up. I wrote at the wall.
All right. It shatters. The fragments of it spray out onto the ash on the ground, which was like dark black.
No longer magical?
No longer magical.
Oh, good.
I-
I'm gonna break the. Oh, you go.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was gonna say I assist in breaking the rest of them.
Yeah, I break the rest. We break the rest for good measure.
All right. Just for the record, none of the rest were fully completed, and they also did not have any sigils on them.
I
Yeah.
know.
Just to
It's
be safe.
exactly.
All right. Yeah, you smash them all. Roll me a perception check.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Both of us?
Either. Both.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Okay. By the time you have finished smashing the last of these figurines, the ash around your feet has started to grow paler.
Still not magic.
Only barely by a shade.
Benny, you still got that oil?
We
Would
both
these
exit the
grow?
room. I
Yeah.
toss like two of them.
I prestidigitate up some flame and just.
All right, you're down to 7 flasks of oil. As the fire engulfs this mix of ash and some still wet clay and the ceramic bits, the smoke that pours out of the room takes on these horrid, twisting shapes of screaming faces.
We're probably cursed as fuck, but you know, it was just gonna stand up and attack us anyway. So,
Anyway,
what's this room like?
Oh, right. I never actually described it. It's fairly plain. This appears to be so the 4 room is like a preparatory room, 8 is an entrance hall. This appears to be sort of a chamber for city officials. It has some like more important seeming urns and things about, more decorated ones, and then there's more doorways leading further in.
I shall go to this one.
This appears to be a makeshift storage room, not initially, but it has been turned into one. There are newer wooden crates lining the walls and things that are clearly not supposed to be here. Metal implements and a small turning table, actually, as well as a large barrel of wet gray clay.
I want to look in the crates.
Okay, the smaller crates contain little tools. Some of them look like they're for shaping clay. And there's also bloodied knives, crowbars, a couple of pickaxes, some of them blunted and broken, some stolen mining equipment, cave wall reinforcements, if that makes sense. I assume as you are investigating all of the crates, you eventually get to the biggest one?
Cool.
Cool, zombie.
Oh, need some help in here.
roll initiative, I suppose.
Roll initiative, I suppose. Dada goes first. He was sort of hanging back a little bit, so he's going to be stuck. Gunny.
Okay, yeah. I think that's my movement.
Felocial.
I'm going to disengage and move over here.
Oh, cool. Thorin.
Mm,
Uh-oh.
that
Hmm.
just the okay, cool. Then Thorin threw. What? Okay, I thought that something was about to happen to me when you said that.
Okay, cool. Thorin, you're
10,
dead.
15, 20, 25.
Died of a heart attack.
Still barely out of range, so I throw. What the fuck?
You miss. And then it is the turn of an object not on the object and token layer.
Oh dear.
As exploding out of the barrel of clay is another zombie who is going to push over the spinning wheel that Felocial is now standing next to. Felocial, make, I guess, a dexterity saving throw?
Cool. We only win here.
All right, so you manage to get out of the way, and you're not knocked prone as this big spinning wheel contraption is smashed in front of the doorway, making it difficult terrain.
Hmm.
Hey, wait. Oh shit, these are skeletons, not zombies. Did I say zombies? They're skeletons.
Yeah.
You did.
Fuck. They're skeletons. That is its turn. But now it's the other skeleton's turn. And it's gonna bring out its short sword and splashy slash.
Prime real estate.
Wow, no. Zedah's turn is gonna come over here and kind of be stuck at the entrance, actually. Neat.
Not gonna try.
Although he can still throw fire. Didn't mean to still have disadvantage, but 25 hits. Is that a crit? That's a crit.
It is.
All right, shit. Hold on. Let me.
Just
You can
roll
just
it and
roll the
roll an extra
damage.
d8.
So that's 9 fire damage to the one he can see, so the one attacking Gunny. All right. Speaking of Gunny, it's your turn. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit, and that's gonna kill as
And
it
then
falls to pieces back into the crate.
All right.
Velocio, you've been ambushed.
I've been ambushed for a second time. I'm going to disengage and go back down here.
Okay.
cool.
Thorin. It was just so fucking funny that you moved there.
Smickety smack. Wow.
Oh my god,
Two in a
no.
row.
Okay. Obviously.
Hopefully,
the-
hopefully you got all the nat ones
You
out.
trip over the pushed over spinning wheel and you're prone.
Mm. Obviously, what I sent you is true.
Skeleton is going to try to stab Gunny
No.
and fail. Dara's gonna make it in and lob some more fire. Achoo! And fail. Gunny. That
Oh.
does hit.
Smack.
Felociel, your turn.
I am going to send a ray of frost at it.
Man, you just have really bad luck with the damage on that thing.
Yeah.
Thorin, it's your turn. You are free to get up out of prone.
I get up out of prone, and I try to smickety smack again. There we go.
There we go. All right. The skeleton covered in that clay shatters to pieces, and this pale gray clay splatters over the two people that are already infected. I'm definitely not bitter. It's fine. And we are out of turn order again.
I cast prestidigitation on each of them to clean them up.
I go back and
Yeah.
get my javelin.
I think we should clear the previous room before we venture forward.
Okay.
I suppose I will follow.
A short hallway leading to a wider room. This room is a bit disturbing in that there are several holes along the walls with scrape marks on them and buckets and bowls on the floor that contain various amounts of water and other grosser things.
Oh my
But
god.
there are no living things in this room anymore.
The rock, catch up.
Oh shit. Eh.
I suppose we continue to the next door.
This room looks to be initially another sort of family crypt with lots of coffins lining it this time. The only more recent additions are several scrape marks leading to and from the two doorways.
Puffins, as in the black spore stuff.
Coffins.
Often.
What?
You know, like you put a-
Coffins. I thought you said puffins.
That's a bird.
Whatever.
A seabird. You should know this. What's over here?
This leads back into actually that same room that the other room would have led into,
There's a giant six.
which is a long, narrow chamber, in the center of which are three coffins, each open. Their contents seem to be recent dead, although they are stripped of their valuables and, yeah, just dead guys in coffins.
We know the drill.
Gunny, poke 'em.
Roll me a d4. Yeah, you hit one of them, and it tries to hit you back. Roll for
Beautiful.
initiative.
Someone will have to save us from this undead menace named Dennis.
Nice, good hit.
That sounded
Right.
so sarcastic.
Right.
Good hit. Ugh.
Cool.
Nice.
Now it's the zombie's turn, and it's going to scream this horrible noise that disturbs the lot of you. And then
Ugh.
before Dara's turn,
I'm not afraid of you anymore.
bursting
Skelly
out
boys.
bursting out of the coffins in the previous room are a couple of Skelleboys, and they are each going to, well, the one furthest away from any players is going to take out a bow, the other one's going to take out a short sword, and they're going to jump into the fray. We'll have the sword boy try to attack Dara. That's unfortunately a hit. I feel bad hitting Dara when he's not here. Terrible hit, though. And then the other one is going to fire
I do
the
not have
bow
such weakness.
at Thorin. Does a 17 hit?
Nope.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. And
The
then
arrow takes 3 piercing. Duh.
and then Dara is going to swing around and use Shillelagh, which is actually going to instantly destroy the skeleton, interestingly.
Because of the damage type. I
Damage
mean,
then
type.
I'm not metagaming.
And then it's Thorin's turn.
5, 10. Fuck you. Damn it. Fuck me.
That does not hit. Felociel, it is your turn.
You know what? Sometimes it's best to live dangerously. I'm going to just put my hand right in front of its face and blast it with cold. Do I hit?
Yeah, actually.
Eh,
And it sort of glances off the side of its cheek, though, and it doesn't
I
seem
didn't
very
put enough
phased.
power into it, but hey, it slowed it down.
Gunny, your turn.
Bah. Shit.
Well,
I hit with a
that's
9.
gonna hit.
Oh. I wasn't paying attention to your.
All right.
I just realized I
So
can't hit unless I roll a I can't miss unless I roll a natural 1, probably.
that boy is gonna go back to the grave.
Okay. And
I mean,
would I be able to move around Dara?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I can actually make it. Hell yeah.
All right. That's the end of your turn, though, right?
Yeah.
Great. Hey, Dara. Or hey, Felociel.
oh no. Oh, that's just great. Oh no.
They don't have enough movement to hit you, but they're in the room now. And the remaining skeleton is going to swing its sword, its mighty sword, at Thorin. Beats it.
Yep.
Dara does notice, that, though. So he's going to turn his attention back to those zombies. What kind of spells does this guy have? Nothing that won't kill you. So let's stick with Shillelagh. He's going to hop over the coffin and... All right, and he actually manages to hit. Next in the order is Thorin.
There we go. I actually smashed this time.
All
Do
right,
I-
you bring down your warhammer and you reduce this skeleton into tiny fragments that settle down into this coffin. There is also a regular corpse in this coffin that is not a skeleton, but seems unrelated. Felociel, your turn.
Would I recognize it at all?
I'm gonna
No, it's very old.
Okay.
I'm gonna blast the one that's furthest from me.
Oh, look
Oof.
at that. You super didn't miss. It's Gunny.
Well, hearing the commotion, I suppose I go back to where I was.
You bear witness as one of the zombies brings down its blunt hand upon Felociel.
That
Oh. And
I am knocked unconscious.
socks her square in the jaw. And the other zombie is going to try to punch Dara and fail miserably. And so Dara is going to healing word, and they incant this magic healing word that brings you back up with 4 hit points.
And they can still shillelagh.
Yes, they can. And hit pretty hard. And then that zombie goes to 0, which triggers the ability that everyone knows about. And it does not die, despite dropping to 0.
Oh dear.
Thorin, your turn. Guiding bolt.
I'm just going to chuck a javelin.
Yeah, you chunk this javelin right into what's left of its guts, which are already kind of falling out, and then it gets right back up. Oh wait, DC of 5 plus the damage take. Okay, never mind. Down it goes. I was
All
wrong.
right, it's dead.
Felociel's turn.
Ugh. What a horrible fucking thing. I'm just gonna try and Ray of Frost on the one in front of me.
Ooh,
Oh,
missed out
it
on a
hits.
crit. It does still hit though. If that's your whole turn, next in the order is Gunny.
And smack.
That sure does some damage. As it is like hobbling and only has one of its arms that is still cradling. It is going to flail its remaining arm at you though.
Nah.
Nope. Alright. Dara is going to.
Hey, the
Oh,
crit though.
a crit! And that brings it down so it can't get back up. Reveal that. We are out of turn order now.
We should take a rest.
Does
And
me no
then
good.
That was 3 zombies.
Fair
and 2
enough. Let us continue.
skeletons.
Unless we wish to take along.
No.
So up ahead in the next room, this is actually an antechamber that does not have any particular purpose other than a large mural on the, what is that, western wall depicting man a man with a large greatsword leading a charge with a banner in hand and several hundred soldiers at his command. And then in quotes written over the doorway leading into the next room, which is actually much more ornate than the rest of this crypt so far, are the words, "Only cowards run from a sleeping foe."
Oh, interesting. You know, I feel like they're mocking us for something, but I can't say what. Should we? I think we should go this way.
That's hiding, roll 20. I want to reveal.
No.
There we go.
Oh, things.
This is another large family chamber that has been renovated into storage space by someone who's not supposed to be here. Specifically, there are boxes of embalming fluids and incense and necromantic objects, just sort of like animal bones and body parts and, terrible grisly things. As well as 2 cots. Roll me a investigation check.
All right.
The 2 beds are, well, the 2 cots really are the same size. But you notice that the impression on the straw mats are slightly different sizes. Specifically, one of them is clearly like used by a regular sized 6-foot person, and the other is smaller, only about 4.5 feet long and lighter.
I look at Thorin. Probably a dwarf. Maybe a child. So it seems like a resting chamber of sorts.
Yes.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Well, let us double back then.
Oh, I'd say this door.
This large doorway leads into a very large chamber with more of those murals, as well as warriors' graves, by which I mean stone coffins that are built into the crypt itself with great swords and shields laid over them. And in the corner is a figure. Over in this corner is a small figure who is leaning against, well, slumped against the wall. Looks to be child-sized, with red streaks leading from it to one of those coffins.
Hmm. They look to be like the same like red as the paint?
Yes.
Or okay, so it's paint. Um hello?
No response.
Would you like a bit of
Divine
candy?
sense.
There are undead all around. The whole area is defiled and deconsecrated, but you don't sense any specific individuals.
I'm going to cautiously approach,
Okay.
kind of reach over and tap the shoulder.
Its head slumps over to the side, and you see that Cloak, it is actually a straw doll.
Set up.
Thorin, make me a strength check
It's while still in the doorway or where?
while still in the doorway.
Okay. Just a check, not saving throw.
Just a check. You are shoved, not particularly roughly, but you are shoved 5 feet forward. And as you turn back, you see the gaunt face of Father Paul, clutching a long, curved blade in one hand and a sconce attached to the wall in the other. Well, this didn't go exactly as planned. And then he pulls the sconce, and the iron portcullis slams shut, sealing you in.
Oh. Oh dear. And this, my friends, is why the Harmony is a bunch of bullshit.
Next time on Coward's
Oh.
Call.
Oh, I was gonna talk more. Darn.
Hmm.
You can talk at the beginning of the next
Mm,
session.
I-
I want Dara to be here for this.
I
No, I
hadn't-
totally forgot. I was basically just gonna go a man of faith doing this evil
I had a
doings.
I had a suspicion.
No
Hmm.
way.
I have more reason to have this suspicion, but I had my suspicion.
Thank you all for watching. And please, if you like what you've seen so far and you want to help us continue the story, tell a friend you think would like our weird little adventure. If you're watching this live on Twitch, you can follow us for notifications on when we go live. And if you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, hey, did you know that we record these live on Twitch? Also, if you like the video and comment on it, it helps us immensely with the algorithm. Until next time, I've been your host, the Grand Author. We'll see you soon.